Hi Day Soldiers. So I got my hair cut and I kind of feel like a scene kid from 2003. Also, if you're wondering, I got this little guy. This is gonna disturb some people. Bing, it's not real. I'm trying something out. I wanted to see what it looked like because there's that Snapchat filter that has that, and I put it on. I was like, oh my god, that looks amazing on me. So I got this for cheap, figured I might try it out. So while I am not super old, I am 22, and in my 22 years I have come up with a couple of things that I realize that I just have to accept about myself and my world. And I'm always constantly trying to challenge myself and think differently, but there are certain things that I have learned to accept, so I wanted to go over that in today's video. Let's excuse the lighting in this video because I'm wearing a white shirt, so it's just throwing my white balance off because I'm so freaking pale. That leads perfectly into my first thing that I learned to accept is the fact that I will always be pale. When I was younger, I had this friend who had this beautiful dark olive skin, and when we would go to the beach or we go in the summer, she would tan this beautiful dark brown and I would just burn. For me and my skin, I go a shade darker or I burn. There is no in between. I tried to tan for the longest time. I think I probably started when I was like 11 or 12, and I didn't stop till I was about 17. So that was a good 6 or 5 years of trying to damage my skin to look beautiful, and I have given up on that completely. I accepted that I will always be pale, I will always be freckled, and I'm just gonna constantly be the color of like death and cream cheese. And now I really like it. Now I really like being pale, even though sometimes you can't take a picture with flash and wearing white shirts on camera wasn't a good idea. The second thing that I've learned to accept is that my eyebrows and my eyeliner will never be equal. It's never gonna happen. Actually, my eyebrows came out like not too bad today. So thank you for everybody that's always like, oh my gosh, your eyebrows are on point. I'm like, thank you, because it literally took me like 20 minutes of like combing this one out and then filling that one in and then drawing that one on and then just like cleaning up. It's a hassle. But sometimes I just don't bother to go all that way. So if you ever see me with some wonky looking eyebrows, just please ignore that fact. The third thing I've learned to accept is that I will never be 5'11". I am 22 years old. I don't think I'm going to be growing very much more, and I am currently 5 foot 8 inches. I'm 173.5 centimeters, and it's not going to. It's just never going to happen. I'm never going to be a tall Amazonian Wonder Woman. But then again, I'm never going to be tan either, so I can't quite embody that character perfectly. In modeling, I'm on the shorter side of a model. Like 5'7", 5'8" is usually pretty short. They want like 5'10", 5'11", and I've always wanted to be 5'10". I feel like that's like a perfect height that I would love to be, and it's never going to happen. But you know what? It's okay. I've accepted it. I am the tall person in my friend groups, and I'm the short girl in all of the modeling shoots. But you know what? I'll put on some high heels, and I'm gonna deal with it. I can still reach tall things on shelves. That's really all that matters. Number 4 that I've learned to accept, I'm working on it, guys. I'm trying so hard to learn to accept it, is that my grandmother will always print 3 copies of every photo that she takes. Now, my grandparents are not super technologically savvy, but like my grandmother has a digital camera, but like she'll still print photos and like that kind of thing. And every time 3 copies. I don't know what for, like in case you lose the other 2. Like sometimes she'll give one to us, but then I'm like, okay, we don't really like put photos up anymore, really. Like we'll print the ones that we want to put up, so like that's okay because I know she loves us. But then I'm just like, why do you need all these photos of like a tree? Why? Or oh my god, okay, it's freaking hilarious when you say it out loud, but just like it bothers me so much for no reason. And that is if we give her a photo or she like sees something on TV that she likes, she'll take a photo of that photo, and I'm like, but why? Why don't you just take the photo or ask us for one? Like, I don't get it. And it bothers me for like no good reason. So I'm trying really hard to learn to accept that part of my family. But oh man, it's just, we're just gonna have a gazillion photos around the house at all times. Like 80% of them are gonna be of me. Thing number 5 I've learned to accept is that I will never like olives. Ever. Just no. Number 6 thing that I've learned to accept is that my mind works very differently than other people's, and I tried for so long to understand how I could learn or how I could see things like other people do, but you know what? I just don't. So I'm okay now with saying I need an extra training shift to allow my brain to absorb this instead of the one that everyone gets, I need to, instead of feeling like, oh, I should just, you know, say I don't and like I'll make it work. Like no, if I need help with something or I am trying to understand something that someone else is explaining to me, I can ask them to do it again, or I can ask them to write it down, or I can ask them to draw a picture. I can ask for help to understand, because I mean that's what we're all trying to do, right? We're all trying to understand each other. So if my brain works differently than your brain, we'll like, you know, do some exchanging of knowledge and information and figure out how things work. But my brain is always going to think differently and see things differently, and that can even lead to opinions. Like I'm never going to be able to understand why people don't like gay people. It's just, I just can't understand that. And that might have opened up a can of worms in the comments, but you know what? Whatever. I love everybody equally, so just put that out there. Number 7 thing that I have learned to accept is that not everybody is going to like me, and I'm okay with that. I should clarify, not everyone's gonna like me, and I don't need to make everybody like me. Why do I care if someone doesn't particularly like me? Like, unless I need to work closely with them, I don't care. Like, why am I gonna go out of my way to make someone that I don't like me? Because what does it matter? Like, they're gonna go do their lives, and I'm gonna go do my life, and then, like, who cares if they don't like me or not? Like, screw them, move on, meet people that you do like, that like you genuinely. And finally, number 8 of things that I've learned to accept is there are always going to be things that are happening that are out of your control. And that is the worst thing that I'm still sometimes working on, is the fact that I like to control everything. I like to know what's going on, I like to know where things are happening, what time, when, with what people, like all the time. I need to know the little nitty-gritty details, and sometimes I can't because I don't, or someone else knows them and they haven't told me yet, or it's doing a school thing and I have no knowledge of when the office opens, or they don't open for another hour and I can't do anything about it. I have to learn to accept that I can't control everything. It's just never gonna happen. I can't control people, I can't control time, I can't control, oh, I wish I could. I just have accepted that I need to be prepared, and being prepared has really helped me with a lot of those things, or just like mentally preparing myself for if something doesn't go the way that I think it will. This video turned way into more of like a life lesson encouragement video that advice giving video that I ended up wanting to be, but there you go. There's some things that I've learned to accept. Maybe these are things that you can also work on, or maybe you have your own things that you need to learn to accept, so please leave those down below in the comments. I love to have a good conversation and or laugh at some people. You can laugh at me, it's fine, we'll make it work. We're all friends here. Hope you guys are having a nice day wherever you are, and I will see you all next week. Bye!